Hey y'all, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Thanks for joining me for another crafty venture. Today I am making this mixed media card and I have had so much fun with this. The project was actually supposed to be for a card hop, but you hear me talk about my technology issues all the time. So that prevented me from meeting the deadline for the hop, but I wanted to share my card with you nevertheless. So the challenge for the hop was either to use alcohol inks or the gel press, and of course I'm doing both. So I am using my 5x7 gel press plate and my diamond, I can't remember if they're called minis or petites, but I'll try to have them listed down below. And yeah, just using my alcohol inks. I have a rainbow of colors out there on my desk, as you can see, and I'm just playing. So this particular pull is going to have yellows and greens and blues. There's a little bit of orange, and I'm really happy with the final result of this one. There I've picked up some matte medium from that little circular disc there, or gel plate, and that is going to be what aids me in pulling up this print. So wait for it. Here it is, and you can barely see it there. It's at a weird angle, but that's it. I think it's really pretty. You can kind of see the diamond shape there of the petites, but it's very subtle, and once the card gets put together you really don't see that pattern. It's just a mottled colored background in the end, but I think it's very pretty and I'm happy with it, and that is the foundation for my card. And this ends up being a 5x7 card because I just couldn't cut that down. So I am using the Curvy Vine stamp set here from Pink Fresh Studio, and I'm also using a variety of Pink Fresh inks. And obviously it's a layered set, so I used, I think it was 3 different shades of green, and then I have 2 different shades of blue, of brown rather, 2 different shades of brown for the branches, and then I come in with a couple shades of yellow for the flowers, and then kind of a more mustardy, in fact I think the yellow is called marigold, that I do my kind of detail stamp for the flower bits. And every now and then you'll see that I have a die cut piece that I'm putting down on top of my stamped image that I actually just pulled it off. And that was a tip that I got from watching Jennifer McGuire, and actually Leah Lawson messaged me specifically and gave me this tip, that when you use a die cut piece, it helps the stamps to fall into place when you put them down, because you know when they're the photopolymer, they're a little floppy, they're a little flimsy, and they can lose their shape as you lay them down. So when you have them laid down in the die cut piece, you're a little more apt to get them to line them up properly, I guess is a better way to put it. So I did 2 of the curvy vines, and that will ultimately make a wreath. And here I'm taking that background that I am in love with, and I'm adding this flourish stamp that I'm also in love with. This is from Stampendous, and I saw my sweet friend Allison Haikila use this not long ago, and I knew that this was one of those must-have stamps for me. You know, there are a lot of things that we see and we think, oh, I need that, but then we're okay without it. This one I had to have. I had to add it to my stash. It's absolutely stunning, and I just stamp it over my whole alcohol ink gel pressed background, and I heat embossed it with the Gilded from Brutus Monroe. And then here I'm taking my little floral swags, and you know how I love to do this technique where you just kind of gild the edges of either your image or your card panel. And I just felt like, it's mixed media, not multimedia. Multimedia is completely different. It's mixed media, and I just wanted to add that extra layer of kind of glitz to my floral images, and yeah. So I did, and I'm not mad about it. So here I'm pulling all my components together. I have the alcohol ink background. I have a piece of lace. I have my sentiment heat embossed onto a piece of embossable window plastic from Judikins. And that's what I have my my wreath pieces laying down, my curvy vines laying down on. And then you saw me pull out those 2 viney pieces out of my stash, and those will go on to the right. And then I also have that die that I just moved over there, and I will cut that out of some vellum. That is called, I believe it's the Leafy Branch from Pink Fresh, and the other two, the gold and the glossy brown that are up at the top, those are from a die cut from the stamp market. I don't know the name, but I know it's from the stamp market. So you can see that I am just taking this beautiful piece of lace and I'm using my glue gun just to glue it down. I'm just eyeballing it, kind of loosey-goosey. Y'all know how I am. And I think it's really pretty. This piece of lace is old. I've had it for years. It was just white, pure white when I bought it, and I tea-dyed the whole spool of lace, and this is my last piece of it. So I feel like it's going to good use on this card. So you can see that I am just using the hot glue to glue my little curvy vines down to create my wreath right over the sentiment. And it says, "How rare and beautiful you are." And that sentiment is from the same stamp set that the curvy vine came from, that I created my wreath with. And so I'm about to, or if I have, maybe I have already cut the rest of the embossable acetate off from around the frame. So now I'm gluing down my little leafy branches, as you can see. And let me tell you a little bit about this hop that I was supposed to be on. Because if you guys haven't already hopped along, I want to encourage you to do that. There's going to be lots of great inspiration and wonderful projects, and I can't wait to see. Even though I'm not a part of the actual hop, I just still want to give them a little props, a little shout out. So it is the Card Hoppin' group from Handmade Happiness. It was kind of derived from Handmade Happiness. And my sweet friend Jen is the leader of all the hops. She's doing a fantastic job. She decided that she wanted to create a year's worth of hops, kind of based on conversation and feedback that we were getting and giving over on the Handmade Happiness group. And so that's exactly what she did. She came up with themes and challenges for each month, and we get to sign up for what we want to do. And it's a lot of fun, and it's a great group. Everybody's so fun, so supportive, so encouraging, and so creative. And I've learned so much and made so many great friendships. So let me encourage you guys, hop along, card hopping. I think it's called Card Hopping Through the Year, and of course this is April. The theme is florals, and the challenge is either mixed media or alcohol inks. So check them out, find them, just do a little search, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. So you saw me put my whole panel together, all the bits and pieces, didn't need a whole lot of explaining, because it's a creative process. So if you wanted to remake this card, you do you. You know, you can use the same elements or similar elements, use what you have, and just put together what you want. Let your composition be yours. And if you do that, please tag me. I'd love to see what you create. That panel on the inside, you guys know I don't normally do the insides of my cards, but I just felt like this card called for it. So again, I just stamped that same flourish, and I used my scoreboard and just created a little zigzag detail at the top of that inside panel, and I taped it down. The end. And so here it is. Look at all that detail. So many layers, so many different types of media, and that's the inside. I wish you could see the embossed detail up at the top, but it's okay. It's all right. This is my card, guys. What do you think? Let me know downstairs. And again, if you decide to recreate this or create something inspired by this or based on this, please, please, please tag me. I'd love to see. And if you would like to participate with the Card Hopping group or in Handmade Happiness, I'll try to remember to link them downstairs so that you can connect with them. And guys, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. I look forward to seeing you soon, and I'm out.